case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1873, the ownership of disputed lands in Ohio came under scrutiny in the case of Burnley v. Stevenson presented to the Supreme Court of Ohio. John Evans, who claimed the lands as his own, had previously been involved in proceedings that resulted in a decree from the Circuit Court of Kentucky that instructed the legal heirs of General Scott to transfer the said lands to him. The decree was meant to enforce a trust and a contract for the conveyance of the lands. Unfortunately, the heirs failed to follow through with this conveyance, resulting in the disputed ownership. The court had to determine whether Evans had a legitimate claim to the lands based on this unfulfilled decree and the existence of a master's deed. In an insightful majority opinion penned by Judge McIlvaine, it was declared that while the Circuit Court of Kentucky had the authority to enforce the trust and contract, it lacked the jurisdiction to facilitate the title transfer to the disputed lands from one state to another. Therefore, the master's deed, which allegedly provided Evans with the title to the lands in Ohio, ultimately fell short of legal validity. However, the earlier decree from the Circuit Court of Kentucky that had directed the heirs of General Scott to confer the lands to Evans was still considered valid and binding. In conclusion, based on the Circuit Court's decree, the Supreme Court of Ohio ruled in favor of John Evans, asserting his rightful ownership over the disputed lands in Ohio. While the master's deed was dismissed as null and void, the earlier decree held its ground in the court of law. The defendants found themselves unable to contest this legally, but they secured a sufficient equity defense in view of the jurisdiction limitations of the Circuit Court. All parties informed of the situation remained obligated to respect the binding nature of the initial decree.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class